So let us start. What Sudhir said is 100% right. So Protractor is going to be used to automate AngularJS applications. Yeah, can be used to automate AngularJS applications. Mainly we need to have node.js and npm installer mainly. These two supports Protractor to automate the applications. So this is just a brief note on Protractor. So coming to the difference between single page applications and multiple page applications. Why we got this term single page applications and multiple page applications? The AngularJS applications are nothing but single page applications. Almost all applications will be the single page applications, AngularJS applications. Then single page applications. What is meant by single page applications? So first I'll explain you the example. Single page applications means differentiating alert messages or pop-up windows or something else which are related to the new windows or new tabs, which will be generated inside the same web page, is nothing but single page applications. Only one web page will be there. In that web page only everything can be accessed, which is nothing but the concept of single page application. What is mean by multiple pages applications? Everything is individual part, so individual items or individual objects. So that is the reason multiple page applications will have multiple web pages on the screen. Basically, why we need to use this single page applications? What are the uses of single page applications? This single page applications will provide us the dynamic interactions between different types of applications. Can be used because of having dynamic interactions between the different applications. Which is nothing but the concept of single page application. So this single page application can be referred with the name SPA. Okay, so why we have the single page applications in the market? So what is the purpose of having the single page applications in the market? So basically this single page applications is used in the market because of There are a lot of advantages by using SPA. One of the main advantage is automatic page refreshes will be reduced. Automatic page refreshes will be reduced means regularly the web page is going to be loaded, right? So to avoid such type of things, SPS will be used. So automatic page refreshes will be reduced in single page applications. Okay. And next thing, I think you people are very experienced people and you have knowledge on the record saving process on the web page. When you are going to enter data and click on submit button, one grid will be generated. In that grid, everything is going to be displayed in that grid, right? Not only such type of tables or something else, we are saying that term as a AJAX calls, AJAX controls we are going to say. So compared to AJAX controls, if you are having so much of data, so here instead of using the terminology AJAX, I'm going to use the term grid, table, or DB. So why? Because so that you'll understand very easily for that. So instead of having the repetitive uses of that particular grids or tables on the web page, single page applications will do the complete refresh of the web page at a time. So no need to have that much risk on getting this single page applications by using different tables or something else like that. Here the motto is there are multiple applications in the market. Out of that, single page applications are there. This single page application can be used in order to reduce the page refreshes, in order to reduce the page refreshes, which is nothing but the concept of single page applications. But in general, single page applications will have more work than the persons who are working under AJAX. Okay. Next thing, so everything the particular web page related details, everything has been configured inside the web page, inside the single page applications. That single page applications can be used to avoid the page refreshes automatically, to reduce that one. And next thing is single page applications cons. Okay, first one, concerns. Here, the problem with single page applications are performance issues. The page load time will be increased when compared to the applications, normal applications. Why we are saying that point? Single page applications execution time is more when compared to other. Why? Because to load the complete page in single page application, the content related to the web page, what we are seeing, like it may be images, it may be fonts, it may be colors, it may be themes, everything will be loaded initially to the server, and then when we are executing the script, the same thing will be loaded again to the web page. So that is the reason the execution time will be more when we are talking about SPS, single page application. And compared to web applications, mobile applications is having very low performance, very poor performance. Okay, yeah, here I'm going to write this one. performance issue due to the complete web page code will be initialized so that is one of the major concern with search engine, sorry, single page application. Okay, next thing, multiple page applications. Multiple page applications means multiple web pages are there, pop-ups are different, themes are different, everything will be different. In that case, the performance of the application is good when compared to single page application performance. So that is the reason multiple page applications are having multiple web pages when you click on something or when you are performing some action. Whereas some other applications like single page applications cannot be like that. Everything will be loaded at the same time, initialized at the same time. So that is the reason SP is having that much importance nowadays. Like, not only for the performance issue, if you ignore that one, we are doing here functional regression testing purpose. Why we need to think of performance testing on the application? So in order to follow such type of things, SPA queries or something else that should be tuned or optimized. Okay, so from starting point we are saying that AngularJS applications. What is this AngularJS? AngularJS is nothing but front-end framework. AngularJS is nothing but front-end framework. Means to develop the applications from the front end like UI part or designer part, AngularJS is very useful. Apart from the AngularJS, we have different types of JavaScripts in the market. Just I list down those things. First one, Angular, తర్వాత sorry, Ember. Next one is React.js. Next one is Aurelia. Next one is Cycle.js. Next one is Backbone.js. Backbone.javascript. Next one is Vue.javascript. These are the different types of JavaScript frameworks, front-end frameworks in the market, where we are going to face all these frameworks in our real time. So not only AngularJS, we can have all these, but for our training purpose, we are going to take AngularJS applications. Let us start with multiple page applications or multiple page application. Let us discuss about this point, how to identify this type of application.
The simple process to identify whether the application is single page application or multiple page application is, first thing, suppose you have a login screen or you have a registration form where your registration screen is having multiple mandatory fields in that particular page. You have multiple mandatory or required fields in that web page. If you are going to click on submit button, if the alert message is displaying on the screen, first point here, you are clicking on submit button without entering anything. That is the feature of multiple page applications. In multiple page applications, without entering any required fields or submit button, another pop-up window will be displayed in the alert message format where you need to have all the required fields listed over there with OK and cancel button. That is one way to identify multiple page applications. If the same screen is implemented in single page application, then it will be identified by seeing the screen itself. Why? Because the registration form is having a lot of required fields, but the submit or save button will not be enabled in single page applications until you enter the required fields. So that is the way to identify whether the application is single page application or multiple. You saw, I hope you saw so many applications which are related to multiple page applications with multiple alert messages, multiple pop-up windows, multiple submit buttons or like submit buttons or cancel buttons or continue buttons, everything. So in that case, we are going to give justification whether that application is single page application or multiple page application. Yep. So next one, single page application architecture. Single page application architecture. Let's see how the single page application architecture will be handled and how that architecture program has been designed in single page. So I'm going to have this simple diagram over here for single page applications, how the browser is going to communicate with single page applications like that. Generally in our real time, we are going to have so many things. We are going to hear so many technical terms like client server, uh, server side applications and client side applications or something like that. So what is this client side and what is this server side? Server side is nothing but the application where the system where the application has been hosted is nothing but server side application. Client side application is nothing but the application where we are going to access is nothing but client side application. Client side applications and server side applications. So these client side applications and server side applications has been uh, linked up with each other in single page applications. Single page application architecture. Single page application architecture. How to identify this single page application architecture? Generally, I'm going to design this yeah. So generally we are accessing the application in a browser. Generally we are accessing the application in a browser environment. Let us think that this is a browser. Let us think that this is a browser. In this browser, we are going to have so many things. I'm going to write it here. We are accessing the application in browser, and it is a we are accessing the application in our environment, right? Client side environment. Client side environment. In this browser, there will be a lot of actions that are going to be happen in this browser or client side environment. So what are those things that are going to be happen? Like we have web pages, like we'll have web pages, and we'll have application authentication process or something, some web pages or registration forms or JavaScript related things or database related things. Everything will be handled in the client side environment. This particular thing will be communicated with server side applications. This complete structure will be formed based on the architecture of single page applications only. I hope you are not getting any confusion over here. If you guys have any confusion, just ping me in the chat box. Server side environment, where this is nothing but application host server. This is nothing but server. Application something like jQuery, and then this is nothing but data access or something like that. And here in server side, we are going to have UiPath, application HTML pages and something like that. And here we are going to have data services, which are in the format of Excel database or something like that. Here we are going to data storage. So here, this once the application jQuery has been designed, this UI part will be pointed to our application jQuery. And once the application jQuery is designed perfectly, then whatever the data that we have been designed, that data will be accessed from here in between the data services, from the data services to the data access in the browser environment. So this is nothing but the concept of single page applications in the server side environment as well as client side environment. Everything will be in the single page. Simply we are trying to say that everything is on the same page. So that is the reason these applications are nothing but single page applications. Multiple page applications are nothing but these two are different things where we are going to access it in a different format. So everything will be in a separate web page format. For every action, separate web page will be created. We need to automate every web page in the by using Protractor, everything. So that is the difference between single page applications and multiple page applications. Multiple page applications. Next thing, till now we are saying that single page applications, multiple page applications. How we are going to implement this single page applications, and how we need to implement multiple page applications? Is it mandatory that we are implementing these two type of things? No. The answer for this question is The single page applications or multiple page applications, whatever it might be, this will be developed by development team. They are going to take care of how the application environment should be, what type of technology that they need to use. Generally, for single page applications, for SPA, AngularJS technology will be used. JS technology, we can say. For multiple page applications, we can say it will be by ASP.NET, ASP.NET or C# or MVC, whatever it might be. So simply we can say ASP.NET related applications where this AngularJS framework will not be considered here. AngularJS framework will not be considered here. So what is AngularJS? What is JS first thing? What is JS? JS is nothing but JavaScript. JS is nothing but JavaScript. What is JavaScript? What is JavaScript? What is AngularJS? What is JS in the Angular? What is JS in the word AngularJS? JS is nothing but JavaScript. JavaScript is a computer programming language where we are having dynamic things in that particular programming language. Simply, we are saying that JavaScript is a dynamic programming language. I think dynamic difference between static and dynamic we know very well. Dynamic means the things are keep on changing. Static means the fixed things, the constant things we cannot change. Once we implement that particular portion, we cannot change the code itself. So that is the reason static things will not be used here. Always dynamic changes required in the application. So that is the reason we need to follow dynamic programming language, which is nothing but JavaScript. It is completely a lightweight and most commonly used technology to implement the web pages. So simple example I can say here. You have an application. Uh, okay, you have a registration form where you are going to have 5 fields in the registration form: email ID and phone number. As per the testing activities, as per the testing process, or anyway as per the quality concern, whatever the field names that we are seeing on the screen, when you click on submit button or save button without entering any data in that particular screen, the same field name should be displayed in the alert message. That is 100% rule that we need to follow. Okay, the field names on the screen should match with the field names on the alert message. That is our business rule here. Let's say, for example, instead of having enter valid phone number, if the alert message is displaying enter valid mobile number, here the field name on the screen and the field name on the alert message is different. So that is the reason, in case of such type of things, if you want to change the names or label names or something else like this, there will be a dynamic changes in the alert messages. We can't say this is enter mobile number, this is the fixed one, no need to change anything. We can't say such type of things. So that is the reason every time we need to change any of that particular terminology, in that case we need to follow such type of rules by using JavaScript. So that is the reason we are saying that JavaScript is a dynamic programming language, and it is or to develop the web pages in an application. So maybe the functionality will be changed according to the customer requirements. In that case, we need to change the functionality or code in our environment. In that case, that is one of the dynamic change in the implementation part. So that is the reason we need to be take care. To have the dynamic changes, we are following JavaScript. Initially, JavaScript is known as live script initially, but later on it has been converted with the name JavaScript. Let us see the features of JavaScript first. JavaScript. It is open and cross-platform programming language. It is open and cross-platform programming language. It is extended to Java. We can say extended to Java and complementary integration of Java. So inside Java programming language only, it has been added. This is we can say like added advantage to Java. And even not only for Java, it has been integrated with HTML web pages. As we know, the web pages has been designed by using HTML, hypertext markup programming language. Okay, mainly this JavaScript has been designed for network centric applications. So what is this network centric applications? Network centric applications are nothing but the application which is having the centralized system to communicate with each and every module inside the application is nothing but network centric application. And one more thing, it is a lightweight programming language. JS is lightweight, interpreted programming language. So what is mean by interpreter? What is mean by interpreted? We know the concept, we have the concept called compiler and interpreter. What is compiler and what is mean by interpreter? So here we are saying that JavaScript is an interpreted programming language. So what is mean by interpreted is our question. Compiler and interpreter, these two are the terminologies where we have used in any programming language. Java is an interpreted programming language. JavaScript also interpreted programming language. But in Java, we have the concept called compiler. So what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? First one, compiler. Compiler is nothing but step. Let's say, for example, I have written one Java program. When I click on execute button, if the Java program executes through compiler, it is a backend function which is going to be happened. We are not going to bother about that. When you click on execute button, if the Java program executes by using a Java compiler, then the execution format will be, suppose you have written 50 lines of code. 50 lines of code. If Java compiler executes the 50 lines of code, then it will execute step 1 execution, step 2 execution, step 3 execution. Like that, 50 lines will be executed individually and will get the consolidated output at the end of the execution. Then what is meant by interpreter? Interpreter is nothing but the program, the complete program will be converted, will be executed. For example, 50 lines of code is there, that will be converted automatically. 50 lines of code, that 50 lines of code will be executed at the same time by using interpreter programming language, the concept of interpreter. So as we know that these are the features of JavaScript, and one more concept related to JavaScript is advantages and limitations. Let's see about advantages and limitations in a brief way, and then we'll move to multiple page applications. Advantages of SPA, single page applications. It is having rich interfaces. What is this rich interfaces? What is interface? Interface is nothing but any application or any software which acts like a mediator between the user and the programming language. Interfaces is nothing but a concept which acts like a mediator in between the programming language and the user. Simple example we can say, in few of the applications we are going to use the option called drag and drop. We are going to download the report, we are going to place the report in our selectable folder, we are going to unzip the files what we have in the zip folder. So all these things are nothing but which gives the rich interface while using JavaScript programming language. When we are using JavaScript programming language, why we are saying that this is a rich interface programming language? As I said, like sometimes you are going to download multiple reports from the website at the same time. Sometimes you are going to have drag and drop operation in your Gmail. You are going to drag the file from your system and you are going to drop it in your Gmail compose box. So that is nothing but rich interface where that will be developed by using JavaScript. Next thing, less server interaction. Less server interaction. The interaction between the user and the server is very less. So for everything it doesn't, JavaScript will not keep on communicating with the server. Whatever the situations that need to be handled by the server, it will communicate. But everything which is possible by using JavaScript, that can be handled by using JavaScript only. Okay, next, third one, quick response to the users. The persons who are accessing the application, and if the application is implemented by using JavaScript, then there will be a quick response from the server or from the application to the users. If you are going to enter the URL, immediately it will give you the response within fraction of seconds. That is the minimum time which will be taken to load the complete page or to get the response from the server. It will take that much minimum time and it will give quick response to the users. And last one, interaction. Interaction is nothing but it is a communication. It is all about how the rich interfaces are working. So the same concept will be applicable to interaction. In interface we are talking about just it acts like a mediator between the user and the software, but what is the communication in between the user and the interface, or the interface and the server side application? What is that interaction happen, which is nothing but communication? So it will increase by using JavaScript programming language. Next thing, limitations of JavaScript. So basically these particular concepts are very important as a process orientation. So that is the reason we are discussing these concepts more in detail. limitations. What are all the limitations? As I said, like this will work only with the server side applications. This won't work with the client side applications, right? So that is the reason there are few limitations based on that. What are those limitations? JavaScript will not have the concept of threading. JavaScript will not have the concept of multi-threading or multi-processor, like component testing or core testing or something like that. Okay. And next thing, generally JavaScript will be used for network or generally this JavaScript will be used for network or telecom based applications. So why? Because it is, network is nothing but interaction between the communication between two systems, which is nothing but the concept of network. So in that case also JavaScript can be used. Okay, so these are few limitations of JavaScript. Let us move to the next concept, which is nothing but installation part, which is nothing but installation part. As we have less time today to install this particular protractor concept, let us complete the theoretical ones and we'll install protractor in tomorrow's session. But right now I am going to discuss about the concept which can be completed as a theoretical part. Okay, let me share again. One second. What is the question? Can you please brief about page refresh once again with example if possible? Yes. Page refresh with example. Okay. Let's say, for example, you have a registration screen. In that screen, you are going to have first name, last name, date of birth, phone number, email ID fields. Along with those fields, you have two more fields to upload your photo and to upload your signature. To upload your photo and to upload your signature. You clicked on upload photo where you are going to upload your file, and you click on, you are going to select your file from the local system and you click on OK. Automatically it will upload to the system. In few cases, after uploading the file, the complete web page will be refreshed. The complete web page will be refreshed, and the same format. And one more question, what is that? Refresh with example. Yeah, so the page refresh is nothing but once you close that upload photo or upload signature pop-up, automatically the page will get refreshed. If the page is going to be refreshed, everything on the web page will be refreshed. This happens in the single page applications, but coming to, sorry, this happens in the multiple web page applications. So what I said, registration form is there, you clicked on upload button, you are going to upload the file, and you clicked on save button or submit button, automatically this will be monitored. But coming to single page applications, even though if you click on upload and you uploaded the photo, the complete web page will not be reloaded. Just for that particular point only the page will get reloaded. That is the concept behind the page refresh with multiple types of applications. Any questions still? Yeah, thanks. I hope you understood these advantages and limitations even. Let us go to node.js. What is this node.js? What is this node.js? Let's see. What is this node.js? This is also one type of JavaScript. Node.js is a open source server side framework. Open source server side framework. So we are not talking about client side here. We are talking about server side framework. What about client side framework? What is that? Anyone? No? Client side framework is nothing but AngularJS. Client side framework is nothing but AngularJS. Open source server side framework is nothing but Node.js. It is completely a free of cost, no need to purchase anything, and it will be compatible to Firefox. It will be compatible to Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, all operating systems. Okay, let me write that point also. Supports all platforms. It supports all platforms. All platforms in the sense Windows, Linux, Unix, Unix, etc. All platforms. Node.js supports all platforms. That is the main advantage of Node.js, Node.javascript. Okay. What is the use of Node.js? What it will do? What is the use of Node.js? How it can be used? The uses of Node.js is CRUD operations, which is nothing but add, edit, delete, create, update, delete operations are nothing but add, edit, delete. So this Node.js can be used to add, edit, delete, modify the data in the database, and it can be used to read, write, create, open, edit, delete data. Okay, CRUD operations, first thing, what is the use of node.js means CRUD operations, which are used to create, update and delete, which is nothing but add, edit and delete the data from the database. Second thing is can be used to write, read, create, open, edit, delete the data from the database. So this node.js is basically used in the protractor, where it is used in the form of file, the file extension will be .js. This is one of the thing that we need to remember. JavaScript file. So, and this particular node.js node dot can be initiated before the effects are applied in server side. So before going to apply the changes in the server side, we need to initiate node.js, node.javascript in the server environment. That is the thing we need to remember. Node.js can be initiated before the effects are applied in the server side. Once we applied, that cannot be changed. So that is the reason we need to have this node.js initiation process before we are going to apply the changes on server side environment. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Did you understand? Tomorrow I am going to start installation part. Tomorrow I'll start installation part by using node.js and npm installer. These are the prerequisites. Let's have the prerequisites before we are going to start our installation part. So please go through this content. You are going to have prerequisites list that you need to have. You need to have JDK in your system, and then you need to download and install node.js, and you need to download npm installer. I'll explain you what is npm installer, and then we need to install the Protractor on our Windows based platform, and then Sublime Text IDE and configuring build system. We'll do it now. We'll do this also. We are going to configure running the first Protractors. This we will see based on the installation complete time, and installing Eclipse and turn plugin. So we'll do this installation part in tomorrow's session. Yes, how to identify single page applications. Simple identification to find out whether the mandatory fields on the web page, the button or the submission or save button will not be enabled in single page application. That is one of the identification. And second thing, if you are not going to enter the mandatory fields, and if you are trying to click on submit button, as I said, submit button will not be enabled. In some cases, if they are enabled based on the developer's mistake or by mistake, if you click on submit button, the alert messages will not be displayed as a separate window. Let's say, for example, phone number is a phone number field will be there, email field will be there. In the email field, @domain.com is mandatory. If you are not going to enter that one, system will display alert message like invalid email id, enter valid email id, like that. But in single page application, it will display the alert messages in at the bottom of the field itself. It will not display as a separate thing. Okay, fine guys, I'll create a group and I'll send out an email to you with my details, so you can contact me if you have any questions or any queries, or you can drop out an email to me so that I'll reply to your email IDs. So if you still have any questions, we will discuss it in tomorrow's session. Thanks guys.